So topic, what do you want to talk about tonight? I've been talking a lot about change and, the wanting someone to change and wanting things to change.
Right.
And you can't make someone change. How do you make them want to change? And anyway, it's been fun talking about change and make what you realize about your own life. And for me, there's some change always going on, but in maybe subtle and long-term ways.
But when you
rapid changes.
Like when you look back though, Bill, do you not feel like, I just was talking to somebody about this last night.
It makes me think I'm in the classroom.
Well, that's part of it too, right? But it seems to me like a different, like even teaching is becoming, that was a different person. Like I was a different person, quite literally. Certainly from my teenage self to my 20-year-old self to my early fatherhood years, I'm just a very different person than I was then.
Yeah.
I sometimes don't even recognize kind of that person that I was. So there's that change happening all the time.
But I think isn't that what you want in life? Like, we've talked before about
to grow.
How many changes you've gone through in your business career, and now you have evolved and adapted and learned the path you want to follow. But you're still changing, you're still growing, you're still.
Oh, I think we all probably have the same sense that I do of, I think just this life is about 5 lives, in different periods of life and relationships and stages of life. I mean, I think we all have that sense that even without going back to previous lives, there's been just big periods that have been very, very different. So are you going to your death topic?
Well, I was just going to suggest, I mean, we're talking now, so, but one thing, I would just read this. This is clearly what was on my mind. I write something called Thoughts on a Sunday Morning. Most Sundays, not every Sunday.
On Substack.
I had a beautifully insightful evening going in last night. Turned off the lights, got comfortable in my bed, put my headphones on and listened to my funeral playlist. If you haven't started yours, I highly recommend you do, from beginning to end. The music brought up all kinds of wonderful memories and emotions. It made me realize what a great run I've had up until now, and it made me feel that if something was to happen to me, life would continue. It also made me think about love, as always. We came into this world as pure love, and then the world works on us, chipping away at that love, or shaping the idea of love to its purposes. Love of money, love of security, love of others, love of ourselves. Maybe our purpose here is to try and work our way back to that pure love we had at birth by the time we die, so we can pass this love on to those closest to us as we leave this mortal plane. The love I feel is certainly increasing as I get closer to my end. And the quote I included was, if you die before you die, you won't die when you die. And apparently that's an inscription over a door at St. Paul's Monastery on Mount Athos in Greece.
Can you read me that quote again?
If you die before you die, you won't die when you die.
I'll try to understand that.
Well, I mean,
if you die before you die.
Yeah.
And how do you die before you die? Spiritually, physically, how do you die before you die?
Let go of your ego.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely, that's a big, that's the Buddhist idea, right?
Okay. Okay. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
Then you don't die when you die.
Right.
Well, that puts it in a very good frame. Thank you.
I've heard it slightly different from another source of just, it's important to die before you die.
For sure.
So that you can be present. Like I think, and the way they describe it, all the DMT receptors in our brains just send all the DMT to our pineal gland, right?
Yeah.
The third eye. And it's going to be the first acid trip that I've ever been on, right? It's at the moment of death, you get really high. And I want to be there for that. That would be great.
Yeah.
So just thinking about all of the good, I've had a pretty rich life. Like, I don't know what else you want. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm becoming very comfortable in my old age.
You're coming along.
I feel like it. Now I say that, and today I had a pretty shitty day. I mean, I didn't have a bad day, but I just, you know, it worked on me a little bit, and
Well, that's good to know that, I mean, we all have difficult days for sure.
I do find it, stuff like that makes me feisty though. You know, the word feisty, I like
Yeah,
that word.
that's a good word.
Yes, and sometimes I like that.
Well, it's, I, just having seen you go through retirement and getting to another career with your photography and with all your various social media things, it's great to see. I mean, we all knew you had it in you, and it's great to see you doing
Changing the
it
world
with
3 minds at a
grace.
time. But I gotta tell ya, and she's like, you've made me rethink my existence, right? Like she's like, I've never, before I started reading the things you wrote, I never really, you know, realized how kind of controlled we are, or how the influence that you know, the powers that be have on us without us really even thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's just, that's just normal, right? That was great. I had at least 3 people there tell me that they read everything that I write, and
Really?
which surprised
isn't
me again.
that
Yeah.
great?
That's her pattern. That's the, you know, that's the loop that she's in, and so, you know, is part of why we're here to again try to break those loops, to break those
Yes.
patterns that
Yeah.
we get.
And to help people feel uncomfortable in a supportive environment, I think. I mean, I think we all need to get uncomfortable in order to
True.
get that friction that
True. That's very
gets
true. I
us
like that.
looking at something that we sort of see past most of the time.
I like that.
And as long as we can do that in a loving, encouraging way with support, so I
Right.
think that's being a bodhisattva in the world. That's being someone who's helpful.
For sure. I think I do that when I kind of, you know how I'm pretty good at being, well, I had a former student who said I can be a real sarcastic asshole. And I think that in playing that part, which I kind of do quite well, right? Like sometimes when we're playing bocce, it's just being an idiot, right?
It's just.
But I don't know if people think I'm really upset or not. I genuinely am not. But I think I sometimes say, like, I can be very blunt with people, right? And I think that by presenting it in kind of a funny way, because it's also often quite funny when I say it, that's exactly what it does, is it's an opportunity for learning, because it really is, right? When we often say things, kind of that just kidding idea, right?
Yeah.
But we mean, there's always a little bit of truth in there. There's always a little bit of, there's something that has to hold true, or else it wouldn't be funny, right? Like, because that's what kind of makes it humorous. So I think there is that. You just can't do it in a mean way. And I don't ever feel like I'm mean. I don't think people ever, do they? Do people think I'm mean?
No.
Only people that would confuse brutal honesty with meanness.
Right, and I guess there are those. True, very true.
Yeah.
Cool.
Speaking of carrying on,
Yes.
what did you think of Fred Stowe?
Very nice. I feel pretty stoned, pretty talkative.
Yeah.
Friendly. Not grumpy dope.
I haven't seen your frown face when you're thinking.
right.
Whenever you're ready there, sir, it's, we saved some.
Well, whenever you guys want to touch up, that's just dandy. I think the,
Would you like some pancakes?
John Candy, what a guy.
We watched a great bio of him. I Like Me.
It's excellent.
It was really good.
I'm gonna watch that. And yeah, and certainly it's like, it's doing all our post-production
Right.
during the production.
Right, for sure.
Basically, it's just.
Wait a minute. X. Oh, it's not coming over to me. Excellent point, Doug. See, I'm trying to catch get the reaction shot, because it's a little bit behind, right? So if there's a really good
That's the funniest thing I've ever
See,
heard.
that works okay. Here we are again. I closed the lid thinking we could do that, and everything stopped. So I opened
Really?
it. Yeah.
What if you just turn it away from us?
Well, or I'm sure I can just do this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to have our minds expanded. Very.
It would be amazing to be around at any time in history when that happened.
When we make contact.
Well, yeah, when the contact is made.
Don't you think that's gonna be Oh, like that could be the spark that lights the tinderbox. Isn't that the expression? Don't you think? Like, don't you think there'd be some people who would just freak out?
Well, that's what the powers that be say.
Sure.
But, you know, if we, well, first of all, if we did a better education job
Right.
on people, but, people are, look what we're putting up with now. Like, we're not freaked out
It's
now?
true. We do
Come
put up with
on.
a lot.
We should be.
We should be
If we're
freaked out.
treated as
Yeah, it's
adults,
just-
we act like adults. That's what I found from polling
Right.
around the world. People rise to, oh, you're treating me like a reasonable human being, you're not push polling, you're not saying, well, given that we're gonna run out of energy without nuclear power, what do you think of nuclear power?
Yeah.
You know, well, come on, treat me like a, you know, an adult and
But what if-
I'll act like
so-
one. And
so
I'll
Doug-
tell you my opinion.
Dilemma. What if, like, I agree with you completely. In my experience, if you give people responsibility and treat them like adults, they will act like adults. But I do get the sense that the definition of what being treated like an adult has changed for some. That they see.
Has the definition of adult changed?
Yes, it has.
And so,
And there's been a lot of pressure for adults to not be adults, right?
Yeah.
Like to stay young forever and to be careless forever and, just to party. Let's
Yeah.
just party, right? Like I have no problems with that to a degree, but it's just when that takes over everything, that becomes the all, right? And I worry that there are people who don't understand, like even though you and I get that, even if we treat them that way, they still see offense in it.
Yep.
And it's partly because of that dumbing down, of society. Doug, do you want to partake this time? What if this
Rational
helps you,
thought.
Bill?
Whoa.
What if it's the thing that, who knows, maybe when we're all get that age, by smoking, our memories will come back.
I can't imagine what it's gonna be like when we're in a senior's home. And,
You'll be
you know,
like Andrew.
You and I
You're
gonna
gonna be like
out on
Andrew.
out on the front porch
course
while
you are.
everybody's at dinner. But I'm sure there'd be a lot of people.
And I will,
Easy to have a gummy or some tea
Yes, that's
or.
right.
oh, it's just
Part of your, you
of
could probably
life.
get it as your prescription
Oh, yeah.
delivery.
Oh, I'm sure I could, medical marijuana.
For sure. Why would they deny it? If you would put you in a good mood and you'd,
Well, I've got it in my living will.
excellent.
Oh,
As
that's a
much,
good idea.
as much cannabis and shrooms as this guy wants. But in
Doug,
just
sorry.
occasional social use rather than getting
Constantly,
head
right,
into
sure.
it. Yeah.
Now, just again, because I love to take be the devil's advocate. I
No, you don't.
understand that argument that smoking weed might change the developing brain, but who's to say it's not changing it in a good way?
Quite a good point. If it contributed to I would say it might have contributed to a faster growth of the right hemisphere of the brain, the
Okay.
intuitive.
So the cannabis,
It could have, because that's where it tends to get me. I mean, I can see my rational mind,
Yeah.
but I want to spend time in this intuitive kind of, the middle, Anyway, it's the ultimate dimension.
right?
It's more towards the ultimate direction, sort of non-rational, but intuitive and powerful and energetic.
Right.
Kind of communion with the universe, which is pretty cool.
So that's interesting. I wonder if there is a connection. You just made me think. My brother, who is now recently diagnosed with ADHD, he smoked a lot of weed in school. I wonder if it's a coping thing for perhaps, for
For
people
for
with
people who
ADHD.
were already there, yeah.
Right, yeah, is that what you were trying to?
Well, I think it would I'm just suggesting that there's a covariance between those things that I see anecdotally in
Right.
family members and others.
Right,
And,
interesting,
Cause I find it, I get sped up sometimes, depending on the dope I'm smoking. Very buzzy, very electrical, my whole body is
right,
vibrating.
and is that like ADHD
Well, I don't,
like,
it
or is
certainly is
that?
propulsive, often though I'm trying to be calm, but I'll get very tense about
Right.
things. Get involved in
that's
watching a
good
game.
self-knowledge.
Because see, it mainly to me makes me focus.
It's
I
just-
think this last period of months has been really good in the convergence of all these things, regular meditation, all this time, sort of so-called
Yeah.
downtime with
Yeah.
your injury, just gave you, anyway, I might be
No,
overweight, but I'm
I
seeing
would
a
agree.
wonderful open
I was thinking about it,
guy here. He's
was thinking-
coming along,
He is?
yeah.
I was thinking about it earlier when you were talking about something that I can't remember right now.
Stoned.
I've
You're
totally
stoned.
lost the
okay.
thread.
Well, I should
Oh,
be able
no,
to help.
about, we were talking about, God, I'm gonna lose it again.
Hold on,
I'm
hold on.
a people person, so, and I had
You
an
sure
enforced
are.
period away from people.
Yes.
Right.
You know, where my,
Yes.
Gene was my
Very
contact
true.
for a lot, you know, or people who drop by, or, and other than email and texting and so on,
Yeah.
which I didn't do a real lot of, I don't think. I don't do much anyway, but, yeah, it's been very interesting that time. And then,
Did you enjoy
It's
it?
like, yeah.
it passed by.
That doesn't make it sound necessarily enjoyable.
Well, there were good things, and there were, there are times where I didn't, I sensed the loss of outdoor.
But now that I'm not wearing my glasses, every once in a while when I look at you, you have like a Moe, it looks like you have a Moe haircut. Remember Moe with the Three
Yeah.
Stooges where it was like
Yeah.
a bowl cut?
Yeah,
Your hat makes it look like you
Oh,
have a,
there is a band around
but
there.
it's only because it's like blurry.
yeah. You can change the look, of course.
Yes, of course, no, I think that's
That's
dashing right now.
That's right. That's not as
And a
Moe-like.
little
No,
thoughtful.
not Moe-like at all,
pensive-
but if you,
Pensive lean on your chin would help too.
Yes.
Anyway,
Glasses.
this, I think could be, I'll use your question to the audience. So, has cannabis, it definitely it's changed the conversation? Has it improved, made worse, or whatever, the quality of the enjoyment of listening to this, and whether this was a meaningful way to spend a few minutes, I hope, smoking along with us.
Right, sure.
But the conversations have been over the last decade and a half. Yeah, you always say we tend to just go to the same ones, but
Well, we'll
it's
find
a
out.
large number.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
large, it always has been 30 or 50.
Right.
I think I'm happy that I started Up Sound Mind and got to even sounder mind after smoking. But there is a drop off in cleverness and perspicacity. Is that the proper word? I was accused of having verve.
you do have verve, you have flair and style.
Good band.
Verve.
The
Verve.
Yeah,
The Verve.
yeah, the Verve.
Oh, we could play some.
Bittersweet Symphony. I just heard it the other day. Beautiful song, great song, very true.
Yeah. Is it an active verve or a passive verve?
I think they're pretty active, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
okay.
Maybe not anymore. You look
I-
like you're from the Ukrainian army now.
What was the occasion on which you were with her? Off topic, but have you watched any more of Pluribus?
No,
Okay.
I should.
I was
I'll try
just
to.
thinking about how we could all know what was going on in this hive mind thing where you could all know each other's thoughts,
what
you were
happens in this
connected, you
world,
were
yeah.
all the same.
Oh, is that?
If you could, you'd know what Bianca was thinking. And you become,
So
anyway,
like, how does that work though? So if we're all connected,
Yeah.
like I get that the three of us, right now, I could be
yeah,
hearing your thoughts, kind
Yes.
of, is that what it is?
But you also know their history, you know.
Like just instantly, like it's all, do I have to
I don't
think,
know.
I wanna know
I don't
what
know the technical
Bill's
detail.
history, I wanna know.
No, you just do, you know it.
Just know it, it just
Yeah,
comes,
it's all
like
there.
it's all, it's
So
like a
this-
Google search, it's
One of
happening
the-
in my brain.
One of the offshoots or the effects of this hive mind is crime disappears,
Right,
because they all know.
right,
You can't hide you can't hide from anybody.
right,
The
sure.
truth is known instantly to
Right.
everybody.
Okay, I've
So
heard
if you
of
witness
that.
something,
I see, okay, so everyone knows
Yeah.
everything.
yeah,
Oh, the transparency of that is great.
yeah.
I mean, they get 5 secrets at the top, right? Because we don't wanna know that shit. But only 5, and then everything else transparent and distributed
God, what was
with
this?
a blockchain organized economy, decentralized, blockchain democracy for, of, and by the people, and purely, transparently.
Don't we have to be responsible? Doesn't this bring us back to my theory that responsibility has changed? Or in fact, perhaps that it's that people actively don't want to take that role. They really have no, as much, it sounds.
Isn't that though, it's
opposite.
Which role?
Well, you said earlier, but we both agreed that the way to get people to act is to treat them like adults, right? To give them responsibility. But again, I'm not sure, I don't know if people want that. I think there are a lot of people who maybe like isn't the right word. They've been conditioned so well that they can't.
But that's not important. Everybody's different, and there's a big whack of people that have been totally underserved by us in terms of getting an education, getting a good self-esteem, having a family unit or a society and a community to be there for them like humans need.
Sure.
So we haven't done that, so then they're all over the map. The important thing is when we all get a voice and respect each other's voice and agree to start with a solution at the middle ground, at where we average out rather than the ends.
Right.
I think people are tremendously relieved. They certainly are in my book.
I hate to tell you, everything's not true that are in books.
Really?
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Is that a fiction?
I guess it would make it a fiction.
Oh,
Doesn't that
good, I
make it all,
got
doesn't make
my
it all
genre.
fiction? Yeah.
But a social science fiction, I'm glad
For sure.
to focus on that. And, but I'm at this conference all week.
What a
So
treat.
my writing is suffering, so I'm gonna try to,
Is it sort of like a TED Talk kind of thing where you?
yeah, it's more thematic around the 4 intelligences that they
Yeah.
say is a new frame for us understanding our current situation, which I just like a mind stretch, just.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was really good focus on human intelligence, and especially, a lot on the indigenous. The grandmothers were, started the whole conference and will end it. They're holding space for it. All around the planet, and then the nature intelligence, the cosmos, and artificial intelligence that we need to recognize and say, and cosmic intelligence a la extraterrestrial or interdimensional. It's probably more interdimensional, is what I'm getting from some of the presentations, but there's more to come.
Need the mathematicians and the physicists on board too for that. Man, anyway, continue.
That's the
please.
language. That's the language.
Yeah. Now, I don't see things globally because it's not in my loop. But you know, you've often talked about global, like a global government. And how many different groups would be doing what your group is doing, but on different topics? You know, all that list is within your, this week for you, right? All those topics?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So are there other groups doing each of those? Is there are there global conferences for Egyptian archaeologists? Are there?
Definitely.
So how much is happening globally then in terms of our existence? I don't see it because I'm not part of that world. But, you know, what percentage of businesses now, or just sharing of intelligence, is on a global scale like that with science and
I would think that there's
maybe you can't quantify it.
between 300 and 500 million people that would be at some level working in a sense of international context. Certainly half the world feels that it is they are more global citizens than citizens of their own country, even in the U.S.
Yeah.
So there's a real sense that if we're all one anyway, maybe that's, but that's seen to people who are territorially focused and nationalistically focused, in that sort. Anyway, I'm going to go on and on because there have been some really interesting presentations by people that are thinking way outside the box.
So 350 million isn't out of a global population of what?
8 billion.
8 that we're at now.
Mausumanus.
Sorry?
More or less.
Yeah, man. So it's really a pretty small percentage.
But it's the leavening of like the yeast in the bread dough.
Yes, that's right. It's a strata that makes things happen.
What's really happening, in my humble, is that just the energy level of the planet is we humans have done the work because we've had this near-death experience with COVID, and we've done the work, and we're coming up now with solidity and ability to face our challenges, and just in the nick of time, like we humans do.
I hope it's in the nick. Anyway.
How much is a nick?
But
nick on the scalp is good for 2 drops of blood.
Definitely.
So
we
that's
need
one
3.
valuation for a
We're
nick.
going to be blood brothers. We need 3 drops of blood.
Yeah, if it's a Jonas that's a nick, there's a lot of money involved there.
Just so.
Nolte? We're going to Nolte.
Can I just say?
Yes.
Can I just say that this State of the World Forum is the conference for the next 5 years. Its whole focus is to help bring the energy of humans up so that we can be one with all these 4 intelligences and solve things by suddenly how the Mobius strip takes 2-dimensional into an infinite loop, and that we're at that. I've been feeling this for 40 years, that we're at this kind of big moment, and I get to still live here and see it happening. I love this.
I don't know how deep you want to go into this, but can you explain to me what that means? What bringing us up, the energy up?
Energetically. So the more we're kind to each other, the more we're cooperating rather than competing, then humans just go, oh, okay. Boy, I was scared shitless there. But I got my feet on the ground now because we're into human territory here. This is how we work. And people go, oh, okay, yeah, let's just do this.
Right.
And I think it's all action now. In our actions those are our only words anymore. all the talk, all the no, it's time to act. So we choose, and each of us just does one step in what we think is the right direction. We're gonna look around and go, holy shit, well, let's do that again. That's my humble opinion about the real potential of humans.
Right.
We're that good.
This owl is giving me side-eye.
Side-eye.
Oh.
Is that the same as tie-dyed?
Side-eye.
Should we do tie-dyed shirts next time? No, we gotta get our act together, you know, there's cameras involved.
That's
I
true.
wonder if you could program the eyes to blink as owl's eyes do.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a grand thing. So, should we wrap? My understanding is that we were saying, let's try this out, see, first of all, the equipment and how that's working. Content, you know, we've done a typical kind of, I've gone on for too long
wandering
compared to
evening.
usual, but.
The wandering topic.
Yeah, and then we just go through them all. I love the, you know, the alternative view that you often bring, which
Right.
then just teases out more good stuff. But anyway, I think that's I think perhaps better than the last time.
Yeah.
And we needed you, Bill, to round us out. And I think that's a good wrap.
All right. Let's see if we can get all three of us in the frame at the same time, and then I'll stop it.
Do we have to get in really?
Oh, there it is right there.
Hey.
Oh, wait.